It's the most powerful part of FL Studio and the most understood. The piano roll isn't just where you draw melodies, it's where modern music learned how to feel. And it might be the way trap beats sound the way they do. Why so many music producers just didn't learn music theory, and why you might be better than you think. In this episode of Behind the Beat, we're gonna deep dive into the FL Studio piano roll. You're gonna learn how it literally changed the way producers compose beats, why it's so addictive, and how it lets you literally break the rules of music theory without even knowing them. By the end, you'll see how it unlocked a new musical language and how it is used to stand out. Let's start with why this thing is even special. Unlike traditional DAWs like Logic Pro or Pro Tools or even Ableton, FL Studio's piano roll doesn't try to replicate sheet music. It's more like a blank canvas. Drag, drop, pitch, stretch. It's tactical, it's visual, it feels like sketching. This freed the pressure of music producers needing to know notation. You didn't need to know what a C minor triad was. You just needed to know how to draw what felt right. And for a generation raised by computers, not instruments, that was a game changer. There's a reason why the piano roll is so satisfying. First, instant feedback. You change a note, you hear it. You move it a semitone, you feel the difference. That loop kicks in again, and it just feels right. Second, pattern recognition. The human brain loves symmetry. When you stack triads or stagger rhythms, your brain gets this little reward like, yes, this is it. Third, play without fear. No wrong notes, no judgment, just experimenting. It's creativity without risk, and that is what gets people hooked. It's like musical Legos. You keep building until something just hits. Take it from me, I've made melodies at 2 a.m. with no shirt on and tears in my eyes, all because FL Studio's piano roll made it easy to feel something. The piano roll didn't just help producers, it shaped the modern sound of hip hop and trap forever. Producers like Nick Mira, Internet Money, and Southside created entire melodic languages using the interface. FL Studio made it normal to draw in melodies instead of just playing them, to nudge timing slightly off, to treat chords like textures instead of rules. You didn't need music theory, you just needed taste and the ability to experiment fast. Here's a couple piano roll tips that might just help you get a little farther with your melodies. First is Alt U. This will chop up any note that you select. As you can see here, I selected everything just as an example. This is really good for drum patterns, hi-hats, or if you're trying to go for an arpy feel, this can really elevate your melody. Obviously not to the extent of this, but you get the idea. Next is slide notes. Slide notes are a cheat code for modern bass lines and honestly just making your 808 sound a little more unique. How to do that is if you double click on an 808 or a note here and you go to this little triangle here, slide, it'll actually slide up to the note and it'll give you a really nice sound. And last but not least, something that really helped me when I first started is the ghost notes. So basically anything that you've already created in your other melodies will actually, melodies or in the channel rack here, it'll actually show up in ghost notes, these little gray notes here. So you can actually follow along if you're trying to stay within key. It's a very easy way to create counter melodies and stay in key when you're doing stuff like that. How to turn this on is if you go here, you go to view and ghost note channels. You can also put in editable ghost notes. I don't have it on just because it kind of gets a little finicky, but having ghost channels on is a must. The FL Studio piano roll didn't just make production easier, it made it visual. And that changed everything because once you see your sound, you start thinking differently about music. Next week, we're gonna talk about the sound that changed modern trap and hip hop forever, the 808, where it came from and how FL warped it into something new and why it's still evolving today. If this made you rethink how you use the piano roll, drop a like, sub for deeper dives every week. Trust me, we're only getting started.